Hi Jay, thank you for joining us at GDI New York 2024. The event is just coming to a close now, but how did you find it?
It's great. For me, I was just saying to Simon, it's nice for me because I live in New Jersey and it's a quick trip in, so I never miss this one. But aside from that, it's always a nice mix of people that I know already and that are sort of in the dating business. And I'm one of those people who's really open to vendors too and seeing what they can help us with. So it's great to see those people as well and the new ones coming in and meet the vendors that I work with already. So love coming to the show.
Great, thank
Yeah.
you so much. And tell us about some of the new projects that you're working on.
Okay, so for people who don't know, because we kind of have always flown under the radar a little bit, we have a pretty large network of niche dating sites, and so we operate internationally. We're based in the U.S., and that's our biggest, chunk of traffic. But we do operate in Europe and Latin America, and we've always kind of taken this approach of trying to markets directly to these people who are looking for these niches on more of a generic, like keyword basis. So we're always looking for generic domains, but we're starting to place a little bit more emphasis on building a brand, whether it's kind of across all of those niches, and letting people know that there's this sort of central frame of reference for them to trust with us, because trust is a really big thing with us, and we really want to cater to what people are looking for. Like, one thing I think that's happening and has been happening with the big dating apps is that there's just this lack of sort of intent, and like people kind of get addicted and then almost like sad about using it because like it just becomes this, it's like a chore to be doing this swiping. But we really want to give people that are really interested in something, whether it's an interest or an age or an ethnicity or a location, like we want to put those people right in front of them. So maybe you have a few of those interests. We're going to try to cross promote, be like, hey, are you interested in, if you put in your profile, if you like motorcycles, are you interested in our biker dating site? It's run by we're starting to talk about sort of launching it as a central brand, sort of like Biker Planet powered by the brand. So that's kind of something that we're really starting to take seriously now, and we think it's going to position us better for long-term success.
Very exciting. And I think that leads you nicely to our next question, which is about the dating industry as a whole. Do you think there are any important trends or predictions that you see that you think people should know about?
Like I said, we're not. We honestly don't have. We have a few like significant competitors. We're not competing with those huge dating brands. We're not competing with the Match properties and stuff like that. So while I try to keep abreast of that kind of stuff, I'm really looking at what we're looking at. So payment processing is top of mind for us, just because it's a lot easier for some of these bigger brands. When we come in with so many different properties, it's kind of hard for us, because that's kind of what the processors are looking for, is you to have this central brand. And so for me, that's really top of mind right now, is trying to get our ducks in a row in terms of our attractiveness, or what we're doing correctly to make sure that our payment processing relationships are long-term ones. I know we're going to talk about AI, but obviously that's another huge buzzword, and that's something that we're looking really closely at and are starting to employ some things there too. That would kind of be where I stand on that.
No, thank you. I think payment processing is so important. I think something that people need to really sort of get in check straight.
It's not talked about a lot in circles like these, because if you're a big app, obviously you're doing your payment processing mostly, at least, through Apple and Google directly. So like you're not thinking about it a ton. But for a merchant like ours, or like that are mostly web-based, and we do have apps as well, but we're mostly web-based. So like for us, it's a pretty big part of what we do, and we do everything ourselves in terms of like how we build the customers. We're not relying on a third party for that. It's kind of self-service for us, so it's really high top of mind for us all the time. And like I said, we're really trying to get everything set for us to have like a really long-term future with that.
Great, thank you. Very interesting.
Yeah.
And finally, you mentioned AI there. Everyone has different perspectives or opinions on it. Do you see it as more of a worry or more of a wonder for the industry?
I think it's a two-sided coin. I think there are tons of really great applications for it, for dating. For instance, just with, for us, we've always used stock photography on our sites, and some of our sites tend to be more sensitive. So we have like STD dating sites, and we have gay dating sites, but trying to get stock photography for that we've run into issues in the past where we use people sort of to represent that, but they may not identify with that, and they've come after us kind of legally from that. So it kind of takes that off the table. That's just one way I can talk about it. And the other stuff we're looking at is more towards, they were talking about it a bit in one of the presentations today, like sort of aggregating the click data that people give us, like they're checking these boxes, and then we can offer them like some text, be like, hey, we came up with this, or like AI bot came up with this for you for your introduction and your description. Like, here it is, like you can amend it any way you want. Like some people don't, when they first join a dating site, they don't want to write 3 paragraphs to tell them about this stuff. We can like put that together for them. So we're looking at things like that. And on the downside, I mean, I do know that there are some industry people who are maybe not doing some things so great, where they're sort of putting AI bots as members on sites, and they're reaching out to people, and like, I think what happens is that we kind of all get caught up in that when those things start coming to light. So I think that side of it is a little bit darker, and that that stuff can hurt us all. The actions of a few can really hurt a lot of the other people. So
hopefully
I'd like to see that stuff stop.
Yeah, hopefully the positive use cases outweigh the negative. And
Absolutely.
the reputation of the industry continues to get more positive.
I think over time it's going to start shaking out, like, regulatory and, from the payment processing perspective, I think they're starting to root out some of that stuff now. I hope that happens sooner rather than later.
I agree. Yeah. Thank you so much for your time today.
Yeah, of course. Thanks.